Welcome to the February Energy Update, where I get to connect with you, within me, my higher self and Gaia, to find out what kind of heads up she wants to give us with the energies that are coming during the months and the sorts of things we can make ourselves ready for, what we need to be aware of, and how we can absolutely make the best of our lives. Now, each week when I'm doing my video recordings, and certainly each month when I'm doing the energy updates, Nick, my husband, always asks me, where do you want to be, Carol? Where should we go? And I really got a really heart pull to the yew tree, which I'm standing in front of today. And so I thought, well, after I'd connected in and received from the universe the impulses and messages that I'm going to share with you today, I thought I'd have a little look up about the spiritual meaning of the yew tree. And I made a list for us because it actually embodies what this month is about. So the yew is known it's known to be one of the most ancient of trees because they live a couple of thousands of years and longer. And they're known for resurrection, for immortality, for renewal, rebirth, everlasting life, transition, protection. And I thought that was quite interesting symbology for this whole month. Well, flipping heck, what can I say? February is a very big, energetic month. Lots happening. And, some of the things I think that we talk about at the beginning of each month sound very familiar because there seems to be an overriding archway of powerfulness, of fast-moving energy, of all sorts of different things. It seems to be steady throughout. And this is indicative of the new world, the new energy that's here for us to embody, embrace, and live in grace with. Anyway, so January was a bit of a sleepy month. It was very much inviting us to go in and to discover more about who we were. This month's definitely got some really fast energies to it. It's got some power with it. It's definitely got some wah. And it's really quite interesting because on the Celtic wheel of life, they celebrate solstices and equinoxes and also the times in between. And the 1st and 2nd of February each year is always about Imbolc. And Imbolc is a time when the sap starts to rise in the trees, when we start to see snowdrops here in the northern hemisphere, when bulbs start to actually break the ground to come up and flower. And the goddess Bridget is often associated with this time, and she's to do with the fire element. And it's often about the fire of your own heart. It's the fire within, it's the heart fire that provides the warmth, the comfort, the love, the nourishing and the nurturing that you need. The second of the fire elements goes towards the hearth. So this is to do with the fire in the home. It's to do with family. It's to do with friendships. It's to do with honouring our ancestors. And the third one is community. It's about taking that fire within and within the hearth and sharing that with community in the larger world. So I think it's a great thing to talk about at the beginning of this month of February. So that's really interesting at the first few days of Feb. And then we've got a new moon. Now this new moon is in Aquarius. Now the sign of Aquarius is all about, it's about the mind in many ways. It's an air symbol. It's about lifting your awareness, lifting your sights, lifting up to a much bigger world. It's about peace on earth. It's innovation. It's about advances in technology to help the world. It's community spirit. So you've got that going on at the same time. But I tell you, the 3rd and 4th of February sets off a magnificent opportunity for you and me and all the world, because from that point all the way through towards the end of April, all the planets in our system move forward together. There's not one of them that's in retrograde. And what that means is it brings a very powerful set of frequencies. All the bands and colours of the rays and in the universe come together for you to weave your life, taking that leadership in your own life sort of opportunity, to weave it in what you want it to be. So I tell you guys, there's plenty of power, plenty of frequencies, plenty of love, plenty of everything. You've got all the ingredients arrive this month, and stay with us for months to come for you to decide how you're going to weave your life. So in one way, that is really ultra exciting, and in another, it can be quite overwhelming for some people. So if you ever hit the overwhelm, especially as sensitives, what I got a picture of this morning was a comfy couch or a chair or somewhere, or a bed or whatever, where you can just take all of those energies that you don't know what to do with and just sit in them as if it's your comfy chair or your comfy couch, and allow yourself just to drift off into what actually is. You know, there's a great saying that a lot of people say, it is what it is. And sometimes the way you say that, it is what it is almost like, well, I just got to accept it. It just is what it is. And then there's another level to that sentence, was it is what it is. And I can have a say in this. I know what I believe. I know where I'm moving towards. I know what my now moment is all about. And that's what February is inviting you into. It's an acceptance level. And it's also, what's my part in this? What am I going to do about it? Because there's a lot of activity this month. There's a great surge of elements that come together to support you in your life. And it's asking us to get off our bums, really, and actually move forward in life in a way of you know, there's a lot of fire there. There's a lot of real earth energy that's coming up. So for some people, what that'll mean is it'll bring up the energy, it'll bring up anger, it'll bring up heightened emotions. And we won't know sometimes where that's come from or what to do with it. And it's like, that's just recognize that you're in a moment of raw power. It's like the elements are lending us a bit of their power and saying, weave this into your life. Invite yourself to go then into a place of mind tranquility, into spiritual alchemy, into a place of weaving in that existence of a higher realm into the earth now. So February is phenomenal for that. So in effect, February is your month to, it's like laying the foundations of the life you want and accepting that it's important for you to receive these intuitive hints, these whispers of the soul, these signs of the universe, and to follow your heart in the direction of life that just feels good, that feels right, that feels sort of it's enigmatically vibrant. See, there's a power that's here this month that is an invitation to your soul. You are a very powerful being, and humanity is on a ride at the moment of transformation. You know, the biggest that many have seen in our ancestry or feel we've lived before. And this transformation is breaking new ground. Well, to break new ground, that's like the life force within any seed, has to have rested well over that winter, has to have conserved its energy, has to hold all the miracles of creation within that seed to burst through to from the ground up to show itself fully who it is, what it stands for, what its colour is, how many petals it has. There's no apology that a snowdrop looks like a snowdrop or a daffodil looks like a daffodil. It is what it is, and we can choose to join in that abundance, join in that beauty, join in that gratefulness and that honouring of our own soul's pathway. So this month represents an opportunity to release ourselves away from fear and to listen gratefully within, in that room of all potentiality, to see which roads and pathways ahead look the most vibrant, the most inviting to us. So I've just made a note here. It was a direct channeling, so I'll just read from that. So if we relax back into the powerful being that we are, in this abundance of energy and love, allow ourselves to get really comfy. We are transported into the infinite mind. This is a room of reflection, of recognition, and of a huge landscape you've already, as a soul, pre-ordered. And this huge landscape allows us to pause as we decide how we want to shape and weave and love and behold. So I also pulled as a card from the Kyle Gray Gateway of Light activation, and I just pulled as a card for the month, and out came the Lamorian seed codes. So this is the card we've pulled out of this particular oracle pack for the month of February, and it says embracing sensitivity, uniqueness and living with grace. I want to just read some of Kyle's actual words, because sometimes it's really nice, you know, just to link into the card and see what it says on the day. So I just thought I'd actually read from the book for you today. It says, Lemoria was a civilization that was in the middle of the Pacific Ocean in ancient times. The inhabitants of this sacred land lived in complete harmony with nature and had a connection with every living being, similar to the movie Avatar, if you've ever seen that. The inner vision was fully activated. Their inner vision was fully activated to the point where it is thought that their pineal gland was fully developed and they could see for hundreds of miles in every direction, in a similar way to the sonar of dolphins and whales. The majority operated from their heart space, honouring one another and nature, so much so that when their civilization came to an end through a cataclysmic event, they think most likely it's the plates on the earth shifting, causing volcanic eruptions, tsunamis. Most of them ascended. It is said that these highly attuned beings knew that their civilization would end and decided to send healing waves into another part of the world for future civilizations to benefit from. That's us. They telepathically channeled their frequencies into a thought form that would become crystals that would be found thousands, possibly millions of years later. These Lemorian seeds are a type of quartz crystal, mostly found in Brazil and Colombia. They are powerful crystals with striations similar to barcodes engraved on their faces. They have a feminine, receptive energy that is said to help us step into a more feminine way of being in order to help the evolution of the species. So I just find that actually a lot of those words and descriptions fits with where we are today with our month of February. And I've just brought out an example for those that want to see a Lamorian seed crystal and the striations that are there that were described in the booklet. Now, this happens to be a crystal. 14 years ago, we started up a complementary therapy centre, natural harmony centre, and it's now Harmony Lodge, and we hold retreats here and offer it as a place for other people to come and hold their own retreats from here, or have a holiday, or have a space to reflect and to heal, because it's had a lot of healing and beautiful raised energy in that place. But this has been there since the day we opened, and it's one that I felt had a real depth of community to it, and it felt to me like it had the essence and the energy and the vibration of the many working as one and from the heart. So I just wanted to share that with you today as the community, as our wider community, for any of you who see this today. There's something here that's possibly also for you. Okay, so enjoy February. I think get your mojo on, you know, anything that you've been planning to do, now's the time to get it going. What's your things that are leaving you? Last word on this. Things that are leaving you. So notice any behaviours that have been dying off. Allow them to go, you know. Anything in you now that feels dead and gone, allow it to rest in peace. Allow yourself to, whether it's relationships, whether it's work ethics, whether it's respect for systems that are now crumbling and others are coming in their place, whatever it is, whether it's the view of yourself in different ways and finding comfort in the fact you no longer fit in the old way of being because you're being reborn. This is a planet and time of rebirth. So we're being reborn, and we can either fight that or we can go with this birthing process and arrive fully made and really enjoy ourselves. So it's up to us, guys. Wonder what you're going to do. Look forward to the comments below. Love you loads. Enjoy this month and the months to come. Life is so precious. Lots of love. Bye for now.